Hello and welcome to another episode of Mini Impressions. This time I'm taking a look at the first episode of the new fall season's show, Golden Time. The studio behind this one is JC Staff. They've done quite a bit of stuff, not much that I've seen. However, they were the ones behind Toradora, which is one of my all-time favorite animes of all time, and Azumanga Daioh, which is one of my favorite slice-of-life shows. They're more infamously known for making Ikitosen, so if you know what that is, yeah, this is that company. But Golden Time doesn't seem to be like one of those other ones. Golden Time seems to be just a nice slice-of-life comedy, which, honestly, when I first saw the first part of the episode just now, I was like, I'm watching Kill La Kill and Beyond the Boundary. And I went from those two very beautifully animated, beautifully, epic shows to this nice little casual one. And at first it was like a feeling of, I felt a little bit of I'm stepping down from where I should be. But that's just the kind of feeling you get when you go immediately from super action, awesome cartoon like Kill La Kill to slice of life. So I'm going to try my best to not let the comparison jump influence this at all, because other than the fact that the animation is nowhere near as good, there's not really much this show has done wrong yet. And this is the first episode, so of course there is plenty of room for mistakes to come in the future, just like the other two shows I've done so far. This show follows the story of a guy named Banri, he's just moving to Tokyo because he's gotten into this prestigious law school, well, semi-prestigious, and he's getting lost because he's never been to Tokyo before, and he follows these two girls who talk about taking a shortcut to the school. He follows them very creepily, I might add. They stop into a shop to get some ice cream, and he goes in there to get some ice cream too, because he still needs to follow them because he doesn't know where the school is. But they end up leaving, and he loses them, and he leans back and starts eating his ice cream, turns, there's another guy right next to him doing the same thing. Apparently, that guy was also following the same two girls. They were both creeping it up and just being stalkers to try and get to the college. So he all of a sudden has this new super bro named Mitsuo, and basically it's just, he meets a buddy, that's how it is. He now has a buddy in Tokyo, and they're walking down the street to the class, and they get onto the topic of getting into the college, and apparently Mitsuo comes from this pretty prestigious family, and he could have gone to any colleges and just, they say ride the escalator up. I'm guessing that's just working the ladder. And he chose to go to this law school instead. And he's like, why would you do that? So Mitsuo mentions he had troubles with a girl. And in the next second, that girl shows up in a taxi and is beating him over the face over and over and over again with a bouquet of roses saying, "Congratulations!" Just, it's so hilarious. And then as quick as that happens, she leaves. She just takes off. Just goes away. You find out that Mitsuo joined this school to get away from this girl. They've been childhood friends and all that, and she's become apparently obsessive over him, and so he joined this other school to try and get away from her. And so they're talking in the middle of class, which they do get yelled at. They're talking in the middle of class, and Banri's like, she seemed nice. She was like, hey, I even took the thorns out of the bushes for you. She seemed like a nice person. Whereas Mitsuo's like, no dude, no, she's the devil. And it's funny because I screen capped a part of this, because what I'm going to be doing now for the thumbnails is screen capping parts of the episode. I screen capped a part of the episode that I was on, and I screen capped it, and I noticed something. She's sitting right behind them as he's saying all this. And when they find out after class, he freaks out, and it's hilarious to watch. And it's funny because she's not coming off as crazy, she's coming off as this nice person who's just a little obsessive about him, and she doesn't have any, super craziness in her right now. If anything, the guy's got super craziness because of his paranoia. I did find it hilarious because she does tell, Banri that Mitsuo is a tsundere, which... Taiga from Toradora. She's comparing him to Taiga from Toradora, and the way we've been told, because we were introduced to Mitsuo first, is that's not the case. So that was pretty funny to watch, and he freaks out and jumps out and runs away. The rest of the episode is pretty much Banri meeting two other people. This girl whose name I can't remember. Chinami, that's her name. She's this girl who he meets, and she helps him clean up these papers and all that were made when Mitsuo bust out of the room. And she's like, hey, hope we could be friends. You seem pretty cool. Let's be friends. And he's like, oh, that's nice. I'm in Tokyo, and now I have friends. I'm making friends on my first day in Tokyo, which is always a good thing. And then he walks out the front door of the school and into the craziest club rush I have ever seen. I've seen some pretty crazy club rushes, and this one takes the cake by far. People are like attacking him, assaulting him, throwing footballs at him, and then immediately trying to tackle him. He gets caught in the group of like half-naked dancer girls and everything, and he finally gets rescued by this really, really, really beautiful looking girl. Like, seriously, they did a good job making this girl because she looks really pretty. She asks him if he's a first-year student, and he's like, yeah, and he's like, oh, well, don't worry about this all then. This is a senpai's job to take care of the newbie. And he even points out that he thinks that her lipstick looks beautiful, which it does. They did a good job on the lips with this character. Which means we get the senpai needs to notice me kind of plot, and I love Persona, which means I'm always down for that kind of stuff. And the last part of the episode is basically him bumping into Coco, who is the name of the girl who we were supposed to believe is crazy. And she's looking for Mitsuo, and Mitsuo calls him, and she has a moment of crazy in the back. She gets all evil, like dark purple swirlies that you usually see coming out of people's heads. She steals the phone and like is screaming at him. She says one of my favorite lines in this episode so far. She says, I'll be right there, don't run away. And I don't know why I found that line so funny. I just did, but she takes off and then comes back and hands him his phone and says, thanks, I gotta go, but hopefully we can be friends. And so things are seeming like a really good day for Banri. He's got a very nice first day in Tokyo. He's making friends, he's into the college, and it's getting very dark in this video because it's starting to become nighttime. There's only one complaint I really have with this first episode. It's that at the very end, literally like the last 5 seconds, it tries to switch tones to a depressing type of thing. Like, he looks at his phone when he gets it back and it says missed calls, and it says hospital. And he gets kind of gloomy, and the next thing we see is immediately he's on a bridge at night listening to music saying, I shouldn't have said that I'd wait. And he turns and a motorcycle like heads into him, like pretty much. Like, the camera stops when the motorcycle's like right here, and then it fades, and then it goes to black. Which, honestly, I'm okay with it jumping to negative type stuff at the end of it to leave us wondering what is the matter, but you did it too fast. You did it a little too fast. There is a certain demand for build-up when it comes to introducing a negative element into a show that so far this episode has been really cheerful, really upbeat. The animation side, it's nothing really special. They do look good, but it's, again, it's comparing it to the recent ones I've been watching, it's not anything special. It's better than some that I've seen, but it's also not better than some that I've seen. The music throughout this was really cool. It was really poppy and cheery, and a little bit of jazz in there at one point I heard, and I can dig that. I love Persona. I have Persona soundtracks and all that, so I can dig some Japanese jazz. And all in all, this has been giving me the feel of My Little Monster, Tonari no Kaibutsu-kun, which I did an initial impressions on back when I started this channel. And that was a really cool anime that I loved watching, and this is giving me a lot of the same type of vibes, so I'm going to stick with it and see how it goes. And I'm going to end this video because pretty soon the only light's going to be coming from my computer. Peace out.